Everybody give it up for Heather. Absolutely. Take a seat. Heather, do you want to sit or stand for this?
What?
Should we sit or stand?
Sit.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you.
Please sit down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I drove here from Phoenix, so I did a lot. Well, it took a couple days, but
That's a long drive.
there's a lot of sitting. So I was just like, let's just do some stands. But yeah, let's sit. I've been running around. How are you? How's today been going?
Great. I've had a great day. And
Yeah?
it's really, I went to the mall.
Where'd you go? I went to the mall too. We were talking about shoes.
You've got a really great mall over there at Rosemont Mall, and all the Christmas decorations are up. Which,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't feel like Christmas is here yet, but it is here.
When do you usually start celebrating Christmas officially? I wait until the weekend after Thanksgiving, but
Yeah, that's
everybody's
about like
different.
me.
Yeah?
Maybe 2 weekends after. I wait.
Do you do a lot of Christmas decorating?
Some years, yes.
Hmm.
And other years, like in the last couple of years, my daughter's been living away from our town. It's like a 3-hour drive, so we've gone to her house for Christmas, and I haven't decorated, so I miss it. Yeah,
man.
I love decorating.
Yeah.
But it's just my husband and I don't know, it's just not the same when your kids move out of the house.
Yeah, my kids
You
are.
agree with me? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I do love my ornaments. I've collected ornaments for 40 years, so
Oh wow.
I have really, really cool
I was going to ask, like, do you have like any, Christmas decorations?
I got a really good Nancy and Freddy Christmas ornament, in case anybody was wondering. Yeah, somebody made it for me. It's a great, huge glass ornament with a beautiful painting of Nancy and Freddy on it that they handmade. So
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised they're not here because it's the time of year, and I think they do have booths at these shows from
Oh, yeah.
time to time.
Yeah. What's so like when you're doing these, shows and everything? I would imagine you get a lot of gifts.
I do.
Like,
yes.
what's some of your favorites, or what's some of the weirder ones?
Well, I do like the beaded bracelets that kids make that have.
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, I have probably now close to 100, and I usually wear them, but I forgot them this time. But I've been wearing them to shows, and now they're going almost up to my elbow practically. And I am challenging Taylor Swift to a bracelet challenge
Oh.
right now.
You hear that, Swifties?
Yeah, all you Swifties. Yeah,
If she's
give it
got-
up for Nancy. Yeah,
Yeah. What would the fans? If she got Swifties, what you got?
I got Nancy's.
Nancy's.
Yeah.
Nancy's. Yeah. We'll just make
So-
T-shirts that say "Proud Nancy." We're like, what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, I love those as gifts. A lot of folks paint beautiful paintings. I have a few paintings that I just love that are of Nancy. A lot of times they pick the picture of me with the phone and the tongue.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, if you're starting out as a painter, don't try that one because it's very challenging. It's
Yeah.
a lot of complicated facial angles, and the tongue is hard to do nicely.
Yeah.
They end up having they try hard, but sometimes they just don't capture the magic of that moment. But I do get a lot of beautiful, pins. Just this beautiful pin someone made. This is their business, but it's a enameled pin.
Yeah.
All sorts of beautiful things.
Yeah, like I see some people at this convention, many conventions, where I have no artistic ability at all, and I'm just amazed at some of the things, especially with the cosplay. Like,
Yes,
oh
people
my
are very
God.
handy.
Yeah, for real. Mm-hmm. So whenever you're doing your signings and everything, has anybody kind of came up to you? Like, what are your most favorite fan interactions that stand out to you?
Well, I really like talking to people about what they do. I'm really bored with my life and career. I really enjoy meeting people that do things that I think are really Nancy-ish, like do things that are out of the ordinary or heroic even. And I met a woman that I'll never forget who she had been a drug addict herself and then got clean and became a counselor for other people who were, getting clean. And in that process, these people often had kids, and sometimes these people would have to go back to jail. And so she ended up fostering their kids. And so she had like 7 or 8 kids of these patients of hers that she had, counseled. And I asked her how she did it, and she said, she did like 8 jobs. She was a repo man. She was a security guard at a mall. She, did this counseling job. She just had so many jobs to make, to keep her kids fed. And like, I just meet people like that all the time. And those are the people that, like, I really like meeting them and hearing about them. I met a guy today who owns his town's newspaper. Are you here, Justin? There he is.
Right there.
Like, I mean, this guy, like, he's the last, probably, owner of a small town newspaper,
That's amazing.
Americans are just the coolest people, and, I just really like getting to know people, like, what they do. And I meet a lot of kids who, some of them, are having a lot of trouble in their own lives, or have difficulty learning, or have difficult emotional, problems. And I just find, like, giving them a chance to talk
Right.
is really helpful. And I love meeting moms who've brought their kid with autism, or, sometimes, pretty severe issues. They'll come and they've watched every Nightmare on Elm Street a million times, and they know so much about the shows and Freddy Krueger, and seeing the mom do that for their kid is always so touching. Like, they're spending their weekend doing this, and it's because their kid is, like, just loves it so much. So,
Right.
yeah.
It's funny how, like, it's horror, but for a lot of people, it's like an escape.
It's something else, it's something else. It doesn't do that for me, but I see it doing it for so many other people that, I don't really get it, but I really love it.
I mean, some people, you have a hard day at work and your boss is driving you crazy, and you just want to go home and watch
don't get
Freddy
that.
just
Like, I
slice
take a
people up
bath.
for a couple hours, Like,
I eat chocolate and take a bath. Like, I don't go and watch a horror movie.
So you're not watching any horror movies?
No.
Oh man.
Never. No.
I'm kind of.
I don't. I really don't like to get scared. I live in a really remote place, and I'm alone at night a lot, and I just don't want to have visions of Terrifier in my head. I don't want to have.
Yeah. No.
I just don't want to do that.
I know what you mean.
It's a practical matter.
I'll be
It's
going
really
to bed,
just practical.
and I'll just, be doing my dad thing, checking the doors and stuff, and then I'll, walk down the hallway, and just for some reason my brain will just be like, what if some crazy man just jumped out of the room right now and attacked you? And I'd be like, why am I thinking about this?
I can't handle it. One time a raccoon was on my back porch, and that was scary enough for me to, like, I was crying, So,
So do you?
I don't want to
whatever
have
you
Freddy
do-
on there. I don't want to think about Freddy out there.
Oh God, no. I mean, it would also. I mean, which version of Freddy too? You know.
It would be the Nightmare,
The new Nightmare.
New Nightmare Freddy.
Yes, that's. I mean, that's my favorite
He's the
version of Freddy
scariest
for sure.
Freddy to me.
Yes.
I think he's the scariest. Yeah.
It's the trench coat. That was.
He's much
amazing.
stronger, bigger, and more. He's wiser and he's badder.
Yeah, he's meaner. Yeah.
He's more foreboding, and he's after, a really small child, which to me makes them even more frightening.
Right.
Not teenagers who can take care of themselves. He's a 8-year-old,
And he's having to deal with Rex.
and the Rex, poor Rex. Yeah.
There's so many times after
Oh,
I saw
poor
that, I would
Rex.
just scream Rex because I just wanted to scream Rex. No. So out of, the 3 versions of Freddy, New Nightmare's the one you lean more towards, or is it the original? Because the original Dream Warriors is a lot of people's favorite. Or
I mean, they're each so different.
Yeah.
I think the Dream Warriors Freddy is, he has like such an ingenious sense of killing that I think everyone really likes that a lot. Just how each kid is matched to a different Freddy, in his way of getting at them. The Nightmare 1 Freddy, he's not in the movie very much. We don't get to know him that much. And he's very kind of greasy and like, he's just a kind of a different guy than I think as he evolves.
yeah,
He's supposed to be, He's a simpler, in some ways, a simpler and more evil person. He doesn't have all that sophistication that he gets in the third one and in the seventh one, that's for sure. So.
Right. So it was actually here last year we asked this question to Felissa Rose, and then we went around asking a bunch of people, but I realized you would be the best one to ask this. Eventually, somebody else is going to end up playing Freddy Krueger. Like, it's going to happen. We're all going to have to deal with it, everybody. It's going to be okay. So my question is, who do you think could do it? I know recently in the news, a big thing was going around where I don't know if they're the producers of a new one or what's going on with any kind of new one, but they're saying they want Jim Carrey to do it. Which...
No, I don't think he would be good. I mean, he could be great. I don't know.
I mean, he's done a couple.
I don't like
couple
these
horror.
thought problems. I mean, I don't. These. I can't even really go there. I don't really. One, I don't care because I really will not see it. There's just no way I would ever go see another Freddy movie without Robert Englund in it. So I didn't see the last one without him in it. I don't think we have to go see nightmare movies just because they're made. If it's, if we think they're going to be bad.
Right.
So that's my attitude.
Okay. There. All right. Does anybody out there have any questions? Not
somebody does.
One. Somebody has to. Right there. What you got? You want to come out there with a microphone? I see you. All right. I'm coming to you. I'm going to bring this to you.
He wants to walk because
I'm
he's
on the
been
way.
sitting a long time.
I'm getting the blood. I got to get my steps in today. I love your Christmas sweater. What's on it right there?
Yeah, that's a nice.
Oh, nice. Here you go, man.
Set the tone. Okay. I don't think this will set the tone. But so a few years ago, you talked about crowdfunding a sequel to I Am Nancy. Are you still contemplating that?
That's so nice of you to say that. I haven't thought, I've been thinking a lot about it, and I would like to do it. I haven't had enough free time to actually, really formulate a solid plan, but I do really want to do it. So if anyone has seen my first documentary called I Am Nancy, it describes, my initial, situation probably 20 years ago, 15 years ago, where I just felt like the whole world were Freddy fans, and that even though I knew people loved the character of Nancy, I wasn't really seeing it in popular culture like I saw the love for Freddy. And so I, tongue-in-cheek, tried to expose that using fans to talk about Nancy. So we did a lot of really great interviews with people at conventions, and I got to interview Wes for it and had a great time. And then my... now 11 or 12 years ago has gone by, maybe more. And I want to make another one, and the one I want to make right now is about all the women around the world who actually voice the character of Nancy in foreign films and when they dub it. So when I go to Italy or France, people will say, "Oh, I love Nancy." And I realize the Nancy that they're listening to is a different person entirely, and read the lines differently and in their language. And I just am very fascinated by how their experience is different from your experience, who saw me say the lines. And I don't know how I would do it, but it's something that I've really wanted to do, and I don't think it would be too difficult. Though as we all age, I'm worried that these ladies are probably getting really old like me. But, there's people in Russia who translated this movie back in the 80s when it was banned. Many... Germany, Russia, a lot of the Eastern Bloc countries banned Nightmare on Elm Street. So apparently there was this one gentleman in Russia who translated all the movies himself, playing all the parts. And he would dub them all, and then it was all bootleg. So you would just get your bootleg copy of Nightmare on Elm Street, so it would have the video, but then his voice playing every character. And I just thought, that's the movie, that's the version of Nightmare on Elm Street I really want to see. And so I thought I might start with that whole idea and then work my way around the world. So yeah, maybe should I crowdfund it? You think I should? Okay, I will.
No.
I'll put it on Kickstarter, and I'll send an email to all of you guys. I don't think it would be very expensive, actually. I mean, just, probably, 3 months of going around the world on a plane. But I think I just owe so much to all the people who've done things like that for this franchise, and it's such a thankless kind of job that some of these women and men have who do overdubbing, but yet they are really like carrying the whole weight of these movies in their own language, and they're bringing out like idioms, and like they're having to translate things like, welcome to prime time, bitch. Like, how do you do that in Slovenian or Slovakian? Like, it's, to me, a very interesting question. I've always been fascinated with language, so we'll see.
Any other questions out there? Right here in front of my face.
All right, Heather, which of the 3 films that you did for Nightmare would you say you had the fondest memory of? The OG, the Dream Warriors, or the new Nightmare?
Wow, that's such a good question. I actually think Nightmare 7 actually has the best memories, because all of us were much more mature, and we were, like, I was very intimidated by John Saxon, Robert Englund. When I was on Nightmare 1, they were such experienced veterans that I was coming in as such a newbie, and same with Johnny Depp. We were very scared most of the time of messing it all up and not knowing what we were doing. And then as we got older, 10 years later, we're all more comfortable. Wes is more comfortable. He's successful. There's more money we're spending on our wardrobe. It's like we're having actual like lunch delivered to us instead of, we would go out for lunch on Nightmare 1 because they didn't have enough money to cater lunches for us. So you'd have 45 minutes, and most people like went across the street and got a sandwich and then would come back. It was very informal, and it was a totally different kind of experience. But New Nightmare, it really felt like, oh, I'm in Hollywood, I'm making a movie, this is so exciting. And all the people that I worked with on that film were Miko Hughes. They were such amazing co-stars, and everybody really brought their A game to that movie, I thought. We had fun. We had a lot of fun.
Somebody over there have one? You got one? There's 2 over here. All right, rock, paper, scissors, do it quick. Okay. He wins, newspaper guy.
Newspaper guy. I asked you about John Saxon earlier. I'm a big fan of him, and I loved the story that you told me. What can you tell me about working with Wes Craven? First of all, I couldn't believe you were actually 18 when you made the first film, and then making 2 more films in the series. Of course, I know he wasn't always there, but any Wes Craven stories you can tell us that we haven't heard before?
Again, when I worked with him when I was so young, I hadn't seen any of his movies before. It was very hard back then to see Last House on the Left, or Hills Have Eyes, or what else? The other one that he did before then was not Deadly Friend, Deadly Blessing. Because we didn't have VCRs, we didn't have any of that technology, so you just had to kind of hear about it. And I remember it was Robert Englund who said, I'm like, how can I see like Wes's work? He's like, only if you're at a bar at midnight and they're playing it on the midnight madness channel. And he said, and Heather, you don't want to see it. It's like, I don't think you could handle it. and I was so scared, like, oh, who am I working with? Like, this is so scary, and not to know if somebody was, how they were gonna, what you were doing. Like, was it gonna be a good movie or a bad movie, or what was it for? You didn't really know anything. Now we're so well informed about directors. We can see everything they've done, before we even meet them, and we can go back. Like when I worked with Mike Flanagan, I went back and like literally watched everything that he did. So that's such a luxury that we didn't have. And so when I met Wes, I was just really scared, and he wasn't an easy person to get to know, because he himself was a very reserved person, and he wasn't like had a great sense of humor, but he wasn't kind of the life of the party guy. He was much more the guy who would sit back and let you, make a fool of yourself, and then he would step in and, he's always, I don't know, I always just felt so awkward around him in the beginning. And then as, you work together and you confide in them and you're trusting them with your life and your career, I became I became a real admirer of his, and he would always tell me exactly what to do, and I was always very concerned about doing exactly what he wanted me to do. And that relationship, I realize now, is really rare. Like, a lot of the times you work with directors and you don't trust them, and so you don't feel like you should do exactly what they want you to do because you don't like what they're telling you to do. You're like, oh, I don't think that's right. But with him, if he told me to look left, I looked left. If he told me to, look, my eyes to be more wide, I did that. Or if I wanted to move more slowly, I did that. And as a result, I just felt kind of like his puppet. But that was a great relationship that grew, and that became a friendship. And over the many, many years, we always got together and would talk about our private lives. And he was very nurturing and, just a very kind person. But there was always a side of him that was impossible to get to know as well. And I felt like he was just a very reserved person and didn't want to just tell you everything about himself. I think he had his own modesty and his own reservation about opening up to people too much, which I respect that a lot. I don't really love it when people lay their entire history down there at your feet, and I respected his way of being, and I think when we worked together finally in New Nightmare, our shorthand with each other was very complete. I didn't have to guess what he wanted. I always felt like he and I just had this really great understanding. So I miss him a lot.
Yeah.
He was a really nice man.
Good one.
First of all, thanks so much for coming. Love to see you at the shows. Questions about part 3.
Mm-hmm.
What was Craig like working with him? Do you have any memories?
Yeah, Craig, again, he had, I always felt Craig had such he had a great career, and he always played these really dynamic, kind of intellectual but nice, I just liked his work that I did see before I worked with him, looking really forward to working with him. And the weird part about that movie was that I think that Chuck Russell and Frank Darabont, they put this spin on the script after Wes had written it with Bruce Wagner. There wasn't any love interest or anything between me and Craig in the first draft, and then when it went through the second draft, I felt like they were trying to foist this big romance on us, and it just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't natural, and it didn't seem like in this situation where everyone is dying, suddenly you're going to have this, love affair with a doctor, and I'm his, intern basically. Be so not allowed in any setting, and we immediately did not like the. We kind of liked that they were trying to grow our friendship, but we really kind of slammed it down when we were like, no, we just do not want this to be romantic. And I think we had this one kiss at the payphone in the restaurant or something, and it was no, this is not going to go well. This is not. I think everyone was like, no, we don't like this. But so I remember that being really awkward, and there's a lot of awkward moments as an actor, as a woman actor out there. But then, I liked him as a person a lot. He had a daughter, and he was a very kind father, and he was just a nice guy, and I didn't stay friends with him. We didn't keep up, and so I don't really know what happened to him, but during that period of time, yeah, it was lovely. He was a very nice person.
Heather, we're going to play a game.
Oh.
Whenever I wrap up these things, I always like to ask, who's the most famous person in your contact list? That
Besides
you can,
Freddie, besides Robert Englund, obviously.
besides Robert, who you could call right now and they would answer. Earlier tonight, I don't know if everybody was in here, we had Felissa up here. She called Kane Hodder. He cursed at us, and it was
I mean,
interesting.
do I have to call him right now? You know what? It's sad. I don't have anybody that I could call. No, I mean, I don't know who would answer my call. I don't think very highly of myself, frankly.
Well, you should. Yeah.
I could call David Leroy Anderson. No, he's my husband. He would answer.
You'd answer immediately. You'd be like, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Are you okay? Where are you?
Why are you calling me right now? Shouldn't you be doing something?
Who's that sitting next to you? No, I could probably call Charlie Sheen. But I hear he's across the street.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez is across the street.
Yeah, they're doing the athletic. I mean the sports spectacular.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
No, but I
Yeah,
mean,
let's call.
I can't do that right now.
You could call him and tell him to get over here.
No,
We could all just.
I wouldn't want to. I mean, I don't know. He would answer my call because he would think that I had some important message. Like,
This is an important message.
it's not.
What if we gave him
not
an
an-
important message?
I could call Amanda Wiss.
Okay.
I know. I don't have my phone. Oh darn.
Oh no. That's all right. We'll be ready next time.
I didn't know that I was going to really have to call the people.
Oh God, yeah. That's all right. You got one real quick? Yeah.
About your experience with the Outsiders. I saw your
Yes.
on the wall of the Outsiders house.
Did you go there? Isn't that neat? So neat.
The fake chocolate cake.
What's the name of the guy who bought that house? What's his name? He's in Nine Inch Nails or something.
He did the song Jump Jump.
Yeah. He's
Chris Cross?
We met him. He came to the house when my sister and I were there. He was awesome.
What's his name?
Chris Cross.
Yeah. So he loves Outsiders. When they heard that it was getting knocked down in Tulsa, he went and bought it.
Oh, nice.
And now he's made it into this beautiful museum with all the props and all the furniture and everything exactly like the movie, and he's
That's
restored it,
amazing.
and it's really worth it if you're in Tulsa to go to the Outsider House. It's so nice.
They even give you fake chocolate cake and beer.
Are you
Well, they didn't give that to me.
Your signature.
Yeah, so I got to sign that. I know. Yeah, you're a diehard fan.
So with the Outsiders, they just met your scene, or you were supposed to be Tom Cruise's girlfriend, weren't you?
No, I mean, I went in to be an extra.
Yes.
And I went in, I turned in my picture, like my Polaroid or something like that, and I said, I want to be in this movie, because every girl in Tulsa put her picture in to get a part in that movie. And while you're in there, they were like, I think if they thought you might be interested in reading for a part, I did read for one of the girls, like in Diane Lane's group of friends. And I read that, but on the day of the call, I just was an extra. I just literally walked across the street. I didn't have a real part at all. I just got paid $30. Yeah, it was just an extra part, and not just, but it was just an extra part. And then like a couple weeks later, they were doing Rumblefish, and my best girlfriend got a call to come in and play a part, and she said, I can't go to that side of town. My mom won't let me go by myself. Can I bring my friend Heather Langenkamp? And they're like, okay, you can bring her. So, because it was night shooting, and it was in Tulsa, and in a kind of, now a beautiful neighborhood, but back then it was a little bit sketchier. And so when I got there, my friend Lisa, she's 6'2". She's really tall, and it's very hard to be tall in movies because most of I don't know why, but like Tom Cruise is not very tall. So they don't like having very tall women in the shot, generally with a lot of these actors who were under 6 feet. So they don't want to look, smaller than these tall women. So my friend got put way in the back, and then they brought me to the front, and they're like, well, why don't we give you this line? We have this line you have to say, hey, come on up to the party. And I was like, okay. And so I got my SAG card because I had this line, and then my friend Lisa, she was so mad. She was, because she had brought me, and it was just so awkward. It was very, very bad. But I was able to get my SAG card, and I took that when I went to California the next year to go to college. I auditioned for a lot of parts, and eventually Nightmare on Elm Street was one of them. So.
I got one question for you. If Nancy needed help and needed to reach out to one of the many final girls in the world and kind of form her own Avengers,
Got it. Mm-hmm.
who's the first?
Ripley.
Perfect.
She's my final girl. Yeah, she's my favorite. But then, of course, it would be Al. It would be the whole group. It would be Alice and Lori. We'd all be such a great kick-ass group.
Oh, God, yeah. I was just thinking about it because the end of Halloween ends whenever Lori's in the living room and there's a knock at the door.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to show up and
No way.
them to just be like, we're crossing things over now.
You
Like,
have
let's go. Like,
got a
that's
great imagination.
Oh, my God.
That would have been so fun.
Yeah.
That would have been so fun.
I don't understand why there's not more crossovers.
I don't know.
Like,
They're so corny. No.
oh my gosh, Universal is
No,
sitting on Jurassic Park
No.
and Fast and the Furious.
I do not approve of that. No, at all. It's hokey. It's hokey.
I love Hokey though. I mean, Hokey's great.
think
I'm like
it's-
you. I don't like very scary
think
horror movies, so I try to watch the dumbest ones possible, so I don't get scared. Like,
That's
those are
a
my
good
favorite.
strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with you there. I can watch dumb.
But sometimes they get a little scary, anyways, like the Greasy Strangler. So
Yeah.
before we wrap things up, do you have any final words of wisdom or motivation or anything you want to leave everybody with tonight?
No, it's just, it's the holiday season, and we all have to just be, kind to your family and generous as you can be for the people that need something out there in the world. And, I feel so fortunate to be able to come here, and, I just wish everybody a happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Heather.